What the? Marazai jerks his head up when you appear. His already gauntlet face is tightly wrapped in pale grey parchment-like skin. His teeth are barred feverishly, and his dark eyes have turned into two pitch-black mirrors that could show your reflection clearly if you were to gaze into them. He opens his mouth, but instead of words, an unnatural rasping hiss comes out. If this creature ever possessed intelligence, there is no sign of it left. At last! The resonant voice that has followed you on your journey through the deck sounds like it is coming from every direction, chilling you to the bone. At last we met, my poor child. Look at him, mortal. Look at how he yearns to return to the one whose caress his kind rejects so stubbornly. Come, child, follow my voice, and my prince will grant you all the bliss and torment in this universe. This ends now. Heinrich draws his weapon, and the air around him grows colder. We're putting this rabid beast down for good. Yerlet exclaims something in the Eldari language. The elucidator fails to process her rapid and elaborate speech. Without waiting for Marazai's response, she turns to you. My Darkin has lost himself in the fight against the pull of she who thirsts. Allow me, Alantark. However great our differences are, however dissolute and depraved the dark ways may be, I cannot blind my eyes and let silent thresh take him. The warp spawn laughs musically. Sooner or later, all of his kind will step into my embrace. The prince is patient. The prince knows that every Eldari soul is already his. The demonite voice suddenly forced itself inside your mind. But if you let me get close to the lost child, if you lull him into letting his guard down, my prince will reward your high state. The soul of this pathetic Xenos is a small price to pay for the blessings that come with my master's favor. Look, as bad as Drukhari is, having Slaanesh getting a buff will be a bad idea, so let me bring his senses. Drukhari stares at you without blinking, teeth still barred, his frenzied expression frozen like a mask. You hear his hiss again, this time over lower and grower before. Look, Marazai, I brought you someone. Look closely at Marazai. Marazai half crouch is tethering slightly, and that is the only movement you can see. His body language shows that he's ready to attack, as does the bloodstained blade he's holding. Let's do this. Marazai, can you hear me? Let's talk. Your confident voice reverberates through the metal room. The Drukhari blinks, then blinks again. The mirror-like surface of his eyes seems to ripple, as if something else is beginning to surface apart from the soul's reflection. Something vaguely resembles awareness. How many disjunctions did you survive in the Kamara, Marazai? The warp is powerless as long as you refuse to let it take hold of you. Master yourself. Your words appear to have reached Marazai's mind. He shakes his head and closes his eyes. Then you watch him take a deep breath and relax his shoulders ever so slightly. The laughing in your head turns feral. Why are you confusing and tricking the lost child? The end is decided. The end is inevitable. Yerlet starts talking too quickly for the elucidator. But not for Marazai. He turns his head to her and watches her like a snake watches a bird. Yerlet takes a step and then another. You hear new inflections in her voice. Melodious, almost calming. Her hands are moving in an elaborate dance of gestures as she keeps touching the spirit stone on her chest. Slowly, very slowly, Yerlet advances towards Marazai and his bristling blades, and he remains still, seemingly entranced by her words. You carefully follow her. The air behind Marazai's ripples, and you watch the demonite's faintly visible silhouette bleeds out of thin air. The horrible mouth is sneering triumphantly, then large pincers is raising higher and higher. Marazai, behind you! The demonite brings his fist down at Marazai's head and clanks against his raised blade. Marazai crouches and shoves the shrieking rope entity away from him. No! No! You are mine, Marazai! You are mine!
Oh no. Crap. This is gonna hurt. Lori. Cassia. Wait, I just... damn it. Oh, why can't I do anything?
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. Me?
Yes?
If you insist, Lord Captain.
As the
Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak.
Let's take care of you.
Without my Emperor! As the Emperor commands, I act.
Over here.
Emperor, move through me! Be the fire in my heart!
Yep.
Do it! This is why I was chosen! As the Emperor commands, I act.
Damn it. Whatever. I can't do jack. I do this. Nope. Okay, let's take this one out first. Oh no. This. Measure pain. And please. Kill this one.
If not me. Consider this a taste of what's
Really?
to come.
Now let's just use this.
I'll make it happen. Yeah.
Okay.
Here's is
Yes,
my
it is.
perfect moment.
Okie dokie. I'll do this. Okay, that's actually pretty nice. Good angles? Good angles? No. Yeah. Who's next? Artist of Pain, then Unite. Head trauma, so she won't be moving. Wait, what? Much purpose. He moves up before someone. Oh, let's do this. Okay, what's this? Forever. No, no, no. Oh, no. Okay, good. Good. Okay.
If I may,
Can you...
me?
Yes.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
Yeah. Okay. Good, beautiful. Yep. Good. Oh, she's dead. Who's next? Far side, then the deck officers. No, no, no. Just...
In the name of House Olsen, I shall prevail.
See.
That is for the weak.
Okay.
Rejoice in battle!
Oh no. Oh crap. Whatever. I should be able to kill her.
You're my emperor!
I am
I'll do it.
unjustified.
This is why I was chosen! As the emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
This?
As the emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
Let's move up and... Nope. Whatever.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Okay, good.
Try to die with grace, at least.
Beautiful. Now,
To the
let's...
side. The navigator is coming. I'm not accustomed.
Good.
On our side turns toward you, looking the same as ever, with the exception that you can see grayish-blue veins through his parchment skins and some resembling terror in his eyes. They're gone, Hyphastein, gone but still lurking at the threshold, keeping watch. I can hear their whispers. How do Monkey bear them for days and days on end? You hear genuine confusion in his voice. You will hear these whispers every time the void vessel travels beyond the veil. Learn to accept this. Find an anchor for such times, or lose yourself. Marzai looks at you, then there is a barely noticeable shift in his expression the entire time that you have been here. Yes, Dark One, this entire time. With each new passage, I bolster my spirit further, and my meditation becomes a stronger barrier against the tendrils of she who thirsts. I endured it, so will you, if you value your soul. The Drukari lowers his head in thought, then he gives you a sidelong glance. I should have understood, from what you told me. Marzai stopped himself. Well, no matter. Hyphastein is looking at you intently. You realize that this close station still remains. Interrogator is ready to strike, waiting for you to say the word. Marzai, are you sure you have regained your consciousness? Your senses? I never... Marzai gnashes his teeth. I forgot myself for a moment. Nothing more. Your presence is causing me a great deal of grief, Xenos. Marzai's voice turned into furious hissing. Your kind steps beyond the veil without nothing but your crude technologies and prayers to a deaf god. If you expect those such as I to rely on such paltry protection from the terrors of she who thirst, the one who forces lets his emotions get the better of him. For throne's sake, Captain, why are you even listening to him? That their Xenos is worse than a wild beast. How can ship that sails in the God Emperor's light allow one of his enemies to act like he's his master here? Marzai looks at the man hungrily. The living meat that serves you talk too much. They would, however, make for perfect playthings. He looks straight at you. I need strength in order to suffer through your fish voyages beyond the veil. If I don't obtain a source for such sustenance, silent fish will only keep testing my limits. Lord Captain, the officer has a point. Of all our globers at Marzai, if things continue on like this, we might end up with a mutiny on our hands. A massacre during every warp jump. As if we don't have enough troubles to deal with this on days like this. He shakes his head. You know what? Since you are being tortured with every single jump, let's do this. I forbid you from moving about the ship unsupervised, and from here on out, you will be kept under lock and key during warp jumps. The alternative is death. The choice is yours. Marzai's eyes freeze. You met his enraged gaze, filled with the promise of torture and agony, but then you almost see something inside him gave, forcing him to incline his head slightly. Let it be as you say, Hyphastein. The officer cannot suppress a relieved sigh. Well, that's something, at least. Many thanks, your lordship. Okay. Anything for me? Okay, good.
I always keep my options open.
Alright. Ooh, goods. Arch-Strategist's Visor. You reload their weapons after each attack, make them until the start and murderer's next turn. This might be a really good idea. Well, I'm the only strategist here. Oh, what the hell is it? Let's try this. Okay. There's nothing else. Marzite? I can't talk to you, so I'm guessing I'm done. Okay.
Is there money to be made?
Nothing.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
What's with this warp aspiration? Well, apparition? Okay,
Pay
whatever.
attention.
Wait, what? Ooh. Plasma gun. Ooh. Wait. Let me take a look at this first. Toby Mars parent plasma guns. Oh, this is far better. Look at, damn it. Look at that beauty. Ooh boy. Okay, let's go. Space combat is available in the system. Okay, wait a second. Let me go talk to Marzai first. Save.
Rogue trader.
After what happened on the Officer's Bridge, how are you coping with the warp crossings?
You dare to ask me that question? Every time this barge pierces the veil, I am left alone with all the nightmares of she who thirsts. It costs me all my fortitude and strength to fight them off, and there is never anyone at hand with whom I can indulge myself. Only cold walls and a sealed airlock. Since the first time, I've been slowly acclimatizing to voyaging through the veil. Only Monkey could have conceived of such a suicidal method of galactic travel. However, it is novel and exhilarating. At least now I know what I'm facing, and consequently, I will find a way to withstand it. And now it is time to learn what is happening with the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest, leaderless and abandoned to the mercies of Camorra. The survivors will probably be driven into real space to fall prey to Silent Thresh. You must find them. If we encounter the remnants of the Cabal in this dimension, I will want to speak to them.
Okay. What do you plan to do next?
Now that I've gained a foothold in real space, I must find a way to win back my Cabal. Irimaris is dead and the Reaving Tempest will be torn apart by Camorra. But if they do not let themselves fight, I will feel no particular pity for that worthless scum.
Okay. Tell me about Camorra.
The Dark City is the bastion of the Drukhari, the most magnificent of all our strongholds. The Cabals, witch cults, and the incubi inhabit the place, with swarms of scourges flying overhead and a myriad of misfits and horrors, including the covens of the homunculi wallowing underfoot. Which do you want to know about?
You're from a Drukhari Cabal, correct?
The Cabals are the foundation upon which rests the power of the one who rules Camorra, Asdrubal Vecht. Whether it is a mob of berserkers or an organized cartel, their essence is the same. An army of killers, ready to ravage entire worlds at the behest of their leaders. Or to rip out the throats of a neighboring cabal in a war declared by the Archons.
What are the incubi orders?
The aloof incubi. They dedicate their lives to the art of killing, so much so that they do not plot or chase after delicious torment. All their hatred and longing for suffering are channeled toward perfecting their skill.
And the thing about the incubi is, it's been a long-standing, well, suspicion that the very founder of the incubi order is actually a former aspect warrior. Well, I guess you can say the former head honcho of an aspect warrior, a phoenix lord of the striking scorpions. I believe the name was Akhra. Yeah, Akhra, the father of scorpions. He basically fell to, you know, the killing intent, fled to Komorra and become an incubi, become the first incubi and start training incubis. I believe now he goes by the name Drizar. Yeah, yeah, I believe it's Drizar. Tell me about the Scourges.
Winged Drukhari, who have chosen to go through an agonizing process to become such a monstrosity. They escort raiding ships and inflict the first strike on the enemy. In Komorra, these creatures huddled in flocks so that they do not fall victim to the more formidable of their kin.
I'm interested in the homunculi covens.
Artists of the flesh who prefer to hide away in their laboratories and create nightmares from the materials their servants supply. Engines of pain, grotesques, racks, all are the fruits of their subtle craft.
And also the thing about the homunculi covens, they're basically, supposedly, like some of them are so old that they're actually the original Eldars from the Eldar Empire before the birth of Silent Thresh, before the birth of Slaanesh. Which cults?
What more do you need to know that you have not already beheld with your own eyes? They are the mistresses of the arenas, and they're the gladiators who feed the audience in their ravenous agony with exquisite spectacles. Cults often travel to real space on the Cabal's raids, to revel in the pain and to capture fresh meat for their arenas.
That will do.
Then what else do you need to know?
No.
Then go. I will find something to amuse myself with.
Okay. Let's go save Albalart's family line. But look at an urgent message. Our enforcer has arrested a dangerous saboteur who attempted to gain entry onto the bridge. The incident may be worthy of attention. You see, both the saboteur and the circumstances of his capture are rather strange. You cannot tell if this sounds baffled or worried. I think it would be reasonable for Magus Pascal to take a look at him as well. What's so unusual about the saboteur and the way he was captured? The thing is, Lord Captain, the saboteur is most definitely a tech priest. He found his way aboard the ship and penetrated all our security systems with staggering ease. Both his ability to communicate with machine spirits and the combat potential of his augmentations are extraordinary. Nevertheless, the enforcers managed to capture him. During the arrest, the intruder, he offered no resistance at all. Instead, he asked for an audience with the Great Machine Spirit. When he realized that the enforcers have no idea what he was talking about, he asked to meet with you. I consider it necessary to apprise you for the situation. The infiltration of a rogue trader ship operated by authorized engineer casts doubt on my tech comrade's stability. If he is indeed my tech comrade, that is, regardless, I request permission to commute with this captive. Sure. Understood, Lord Captain. The saboteur will be brought to you. The group of servitors whose movements are suspiciously well synchronized stare at the towering prisoner. You do not need to hear them speak to recognize Nomos, who has seen fit to attend the interrogation. The captured man, if he can be called that, looked positively gigantic next to the enforcers at his side. The deadly looking metal gleam dimly beneath his faded crimson robes. His hands are folded obediently, and his megadendrites are perfectly still. I greet the master of this vessel cathedral and offer my humble apologies for this unbidden intrusion. My apologies to you as well, brother. The interloper inclines his head in the direction of the frowning Pascal. And the prisoner turns slightly and looks straight at Nomos' observing servitors. And of course, I must beg forgiveness from you, Great Spirit. It was not my intent to desecrate your temple. Before I accept your apologies, tell me who you are and why you infiltrated my ship. My name, if it matters, is Asclepius, formerly a computer general of the Cognizance fleet, now a library recluse with the status of a Malotech. Melotechs are exiles whose idea have not crossed the line of heresy yet, but has come close to it. They are removed from the fleet structure to give them a chance to see the folly of their ways and prevent sedition from spreading. Pascal's voice sound unusually alarmed. All of that is trivial. My past is nothing but a set of archive data. My lost status is a part of a replacement string in the long chronicles of the Cognizance fleet. I come not as the priesthood's messenger, but as a faithful disciple to the most holy Armanat. My brother once served as the Engineer Prime on this ship. As Clepius gestures around him reverently, he was an adherent of the school of discontinuing the cycle, as am I. It has spread that far. It is difficult to discern Pascal's emotions from his tone. I know that my brother perished, but before he did, he sent me a message that told of a journey embarked upon by Theodora von Valancius, a journey through a dimensional gate, an artifact more ancient than humanity itself and towards worlds unknown. The blessed Armanat was with her. There upon those dark worlds, he witnessed a great miracle, a birth of a machine spirit of incalculable might. My brother believed that this spirit then falls asumber within this ship like a child in a cradle, not responding to lowly pleas. That was the purpose of my pilgrimage, to reach the ships where my brother died, and the ship upon whose deck the blessed Armanat has walked, and prostrate myself before the Great Spirit. Armanat traveled on this ship? Yes, he did. My brother's words on this were clear. Years ago, Armanat was part of the road trader Theodora's inner circle before their ways parted. Tell me more about Theodora's journey. My knowledge of his is scarce. My brother suspected that his memory, along with the memory of all that who might have known the details, has been purposely modified. He saw it as a sign that the journey has revealed a great truth, and there were those who did not wish to see that truth brought to light. All that he conveyed to me was that Theodora has reached worlds unlike any the people of the Chronicles expanse has ever seen. There she unearthed a great treasure of technology, one that Armanat has the privilege of experimenting. What do you know about this great spirit? It is a great miracle. The omniscience breath meant to help us discontinue the cycle. It was born of the treasure that Armanat and Theodora discovered upon the dark worlds. Yet, even a being so glorious needs attendants and guides. And as long as the Cognizance fleet is racked by schism, and my brothers and sisters suffered defeats without end, there's no one to aid the spirit. This is why I came here. Does the name Nomos mean anything to you? Nothing. He has not come to know us yet. He will, if you let him. Hyphostane. We know. We sense that his words are about us. That the story he has told is our story. You're strong, yet you let yourself get caught. I took a vow that I would never inflict physical harm upon lay people. The Omniscient grants us the power of the true flesh for a purpose other than damaging the frail and blind creature. There are all who have not yet tasted his knowledge. I've made my decision regarding your fate. Whatever it is, I will accept it. As will I, and yet I plead that my brother be shown leniency. His story initializes thought. We asked you to keep him for us. Nemo's servitor speaks up suddenly in the faintest of whispers. Your actions cause no harm. Let's do dogmatic. If I find you guilty of offenses against the Cult Mechanicus and House of Valancius, your crime warrants punishment more severe than death. You will atone by severing me and therefore the Imperium. I cannot ask for more. All I wish is to remain in these halls and observe in reverence the great spirit's deeds. Let the cycle be discontinued. No one says the servitor turns her head towards you and not all at once in what can be interpreted as an expression of gratitude. Okay. Alright. The massive figure of the Melotech Asclepius is frozen before the cogitator in praying pose. Without raising his head, he addresses you. I salute the ruler of this ship. I see you found your great spirit, Asclepius. I found a miracle, and the end of my worldly road. I have never seen, and never will see, anything more meaningful than the spirit of Nomos. In the face of its multitude, we are all nothing but the fixed values of an erroneous function. Okay. Okay. Pascal, can you tell me about this dude? Okay. You don't have anything else. Better. Oh yeah, Yo. Okay. You don't have anything new for me. Okay. What? Lord Captain, Vigilus walks the story that sounds even more mechanical and detached than normal. The Lady Navigator has been waiting for you on the bridge for half a watch cycles now. You see, because of her presence, the officers, she clears her throat. I believe Lady Cassia wished to speak about something very important. Her unease is spreading to those around her. Lord Captain, Cassia claps her hands together. You can sense the air of cold aloofness about her. We must speak now. Oh boy. She's being cold. Something happened. Cassie takes a few anxious steps around the study, then says reservedly, I've given much thought about all that has passed to all that has happened and to us. Perhaps you do indeed have feelings for me. Perhaps I have feelings for you in return, but she falters, we are not meant to become something more. A time will come where my duty to House Arcelio will call upon me, and you have already been summoned to do your duty to the God Emperor and your protectorate. Would it not be better then if we end things now, before it is too late? If I am truly dear to your heart, you will understand. A tense silence hangs in the air, and Cassia turns away to hide her emotions. Lady Cassia, have I upset you in some way? No, it is not. That is not. I just... You're right, no. Have I not been convincing enough in expressing my feelings to you? Please, that's not what I meant. It's already too late for me. I cannot bear the thought of a life without you. No, this is merely what your heart is telling you. I see human feelings every day with these very eyes. Cassia opens her eyes, frowns, and purses her lips. Emotions are fleeting. They wither all too quickly sometimes. Love, fear, attachment, everything else. Is this what you truly want? Cassia trembles, opens her mouth, and even moves her lips, but the words refuse to come out. I have said so already. I love you, Cassia. And does it not perturb you that I'm a wretched mutant, that my own subjects sees me as a monster, that your servants fear my company more than facing an mortal enemy? I don't care. I choose you as you chose me. That's what truly matters. I nearly killed you. You are killing me this very moment. Is this all dark to you? I'm too deeply in love with you to make light of such things. Oh, heaven's name. Cassia looks at you with tenderness and longing, but frowns in frustration. A familiar sensation envelops your being. The pain in your chest is suffocating, and you fall to your knees. Why can't you understand? I'm a navigator, a mutant. I'm nothing but a tool in his hands, in humanity's hands, and tools are not supposed to have feelings. Cassia sobs and rolls up one of her sleeves. From her gallicate to her elbow, the skin on her arm has grown so thin that you can see very thin muscles and tendons within. A new mutation, heaven's name. Just like that, in the middle of the latest warp jump, and this body will go through even more ghastly changes in the future. I don't want you to see me what I've become. I don't want to see you grow to loathe my hideousness. Takes her hand. Now please let me tell you about the Cassia I see. She curses and shakes her hand, makes an attempt to slip out of your hands. You study thousands of books. You wish to learn everything there is to learn, and I'm dazzled by your keen mind and curiosity. Cassia listens in silence, her eyelashes lowered and her head slightly bowed. A barely noticeable smile tugs at the corner of her mouth. Okay, so do not under any circumstances talk about her appearance. What's this? Okay. When I hold you in my embrace, I feel like I'm home. Ah, crap, I have to do everything, do I? What's this? Okay. I see this in silence. Okay. Kapustain, stop. I hear you. Crimson tears streams down her cheeks, but she is smiling, and hers is a smile of joy and freedom. I can see your colors, so pure and that I am afraid I might scare them away. Only when I stand before you fully dressed do I feel utterly bare and defenseless. You have captured my heart, made me fall in love with you, and show me how to love myself. I know not what the future holds for us, but I'm willing to take a risk and find out together with you, my love. Cassia covers her hands with hers, and her knees buckle treacherously. Now listen to this. Cassia's lips touches yours in a long tender kiss. You relish each other for a while before she withdraws, and after giving you a parting kiss, before her flushes out of the study. Did I did good? I don't know. I'm not that great when it comes to girls and romance and stuff. Did I did good, or did I goofed up? I think I did good. Well, at the very least, she didn't, ran out of my room screaming and crying. So I believe I did good. I think. Okay, enough of that. Okay, Cassia?
Words cannot...
Okay.
I have enjoyed you.
Marasai. Okay. I need to save Albal Arts' family line. Where's... Ah, here we go. Wait. Savannah World, Feeble 6. Oh, here. What? Report from the middle decks, located immediately after our transmission were there reports of vox channels about black creatures appearing all over the place. The witnesses' accounts claimed they emerged straight from the shadows, and it was your Pezino's Marazai they were interested in. Several forces perished in the battle, but we managed to avoid significant casualties. Your Xenos took out the aggressors. I will not be bothering with you if we have determined how the creatures got onto the ship. Until we know for sure, we won't be able to stop them for incursions. Has Marzai been questioned about the incident? No, since the incident on the officer's desk, everyone has been giving him a white berth. I will immediately talk with Xenos to find out what happened. Thank you, Lord Captain. No. Over here.
Rogue trader.
I received reports that you were attacked by some creatures from the shadows.
I have some recollection. What is it to you?
I demand an explanation. For one thing, what were they?
It was the mandrakes that I used to get to before. Creatures from the depths of Camorra. They thought they could ambush me here on this barge of yours. I taught them a painful lesson. I carved the symbol of Azuriesh on one's throat and hurled it back into the shadows to serve as a message to whoever dares to come for me the next time. If they come calling again, they'll be given the same welcome that I gave them before. So temper your fear. The mandrakes are only interested in getting to me, and I know how to deal with unwanted visitors.
Okay.
Then go.
Alright, the situation has been resolved. I think. Okay. Oh, what happened? Well, still, what happened? There was an active sabotage on Calvagama. The cult of Vinyl Dawn has invaded the planet, cultivated a pack of schematicals, and the bowels of the manufactorum and set them upon us. The attacker was so sudden that we almost lost all the workshops, but we had help. Some entities already being called Data Angels has invaded the cogitatal network, seized the cogitators and servitors, and used them to repel the first onslaught of the schematicals. Now there is a fierce struggle taking place all over the planet. The noosphere of the world is boiling. Fortunately, we received information about the impending attack at the last moment. The signal was intercepted by the Cupus Nephilim machine. Ooh, okay. What do you know about these Data Angels? Not much. They are machine spirits beings born from the art of data smithing. They charge into battle, chanting the same binary mantra that the participants of the procedure OC chanted. The Lokis, who has been observing them and have investigated the cells used in procedure OC, has deciphered traces of their activity and discovered patterns that they could point us to the possible creators of these Data Angels. If they were right, then they bear the seal of the Explorator's Cognizance fleet. Connected to the Naval Directory, no mentions of the operations on Kiamagama detected. No information on the Data Angels detected. Hypothesis: either there has been a calculation error, or the information is locked behind a higher level of security clearance required for the sacrament. How did cultists infiltrate my world? It was part of their coordinated attack that hit the entire expanse. The heretics must have spent huge amounts of time on preparations. Thanks to the fact that the plan has been thoroughly purged of corrupting influence of Cupus Nephilim, the cultist now has nowhere to hide and no collaborators on the planet. They have utterly failed to compromise our world's defenses. I'd like to hear the options of my advisors. There are backup cogitators located in the Kavagama manufactorums to ensure the continuity of production in case of an accident. The severity of the situation would call for disrupting the service algorithms, and I'm prepared to sanction a ritual that will allow the Data Angels of the Onasaya to absorb the cogitators' computing power to combat these wicked spirits. If I were you, I wouldn't trust those uninvited allies of yours. The kind of altruism almost always ferries something foul. Learn more about these creatures. Order your servants to hunt one of them down, torture them, and apply cognitive punishment, since they cannot find pleasure in it. Eh. Yikes. That's help. Okay, your request to perform sacrament is accepted and shall be fulfilled immediately. Having gained access to cogitatal reserves and after being infused with power, the Data Angels charge at these schematicals. Hordes of data spirits have been exorcised and exterminated, and the afflicted mechanisms purged and restored. The tech priest gave praise to the Omnisci for protecting the production algorithm from severe disruption. After exiling the schematicals, the Data Angels have retreated into hiding inside the cogitatal networks, leaving the servants of Omnisci only to guess at who and what they think these beings were. Okay. Alright, good. What happened? Oh, crap. Really? Seems like it's not that big of a disruption. I mean, I got hit by word bearers here and still everything is 10. Okay, who do I want to bring? Or bringing me will be a good idea. So yeah. It's gonna be something... Okay, so Alpalard I'm definitely bringing Abelard. I want to bring Pascal. Whose perception is ridiculously high. Okay, definitely you. Okay, you know what? Let's see, Abelard, I'm gonna bring you. I'm gonna bring Heinrich as well, because if there's a murder, well, having an interrogator will be a good boon. Having your lit around would be a smart idea. Sister of Battle, you're good with a gun and all, but I don't really need you on this. Let's bring Idra. I haven't had her for a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand aside. No need to crowd around. Governor Drysdale will take care of everything. This is ridiculous. Such thing happened right in the Rogue Trader's palace. You're confronted by a sight of dead bodies at the entrance to the palace. The corpse has been hauled into a pile. Some are dressed in uniforms of palace wardens, while others are arrayed in the clothing typical of the Draconis nobility. Upon seeing you, the young officer stands still, intention to swallow noisily. His voice trembles as he says, "Look, your lordship, we are honored by your presence." Please. Okay, the bodies of the assailants are studied with many augmentings, but upon closer inspection, you realize that they are not merely implants. The constructions make it clear that the deceased were not humans, but in fact rare high-functioning servitors. As far as I know, House Rapat has received such servitors from the Crimson Priesthood as gifts in the past, although this is my first time seeing one myself. What's in the dead bodies? What's this mess? You see, your lordship, these people wanted to attack. The warden clears his throat. Second lieutenant of the Palace Guard... Oh, what? Elam White reporting. Shortly before you arrived, we read an assassination attempt on the Rogue Trader. The palace soldiers detected intruders and engaged them in combat. Where's the court chancellor, Clementia? I think she's with the rest of House Viserion, detained in the throne room. That is, the governor Drysdale has gathered all the Draconis nobility there to pronounce a guilty verdict against House Viserion. Why is the governor not here to greet the Rogue Trader? I don't know, your lordship. Perhaps he is. The guards throw a fearful gaze at Abelard. You can probably find him in the throne room, where the governor intends to put House Viserion on trial. I must take my leave. Okay. Oh. Okay, wait. If that's the case, let me save.
My success was inevitable.
There's a crumpled letter inside the pocket of assailant blood. Okay. Body's multiple wounds. Is it me or is the body's moving? Yeah, the body... Okay, it's not the body's moving, it's more like the fabric moving. Okay. Okay, what is this about a piece of paper? Blessing letter. The letters is soaked with blood. Only the portion of the text is readable through the crimson brooches. Careful and discreet. Keep away from the lords and ladies. You must look like a noble to the servants and wardens. Do not engage in conversation with anyone. Your task is to avoid exposing yourself ahead of time and let the Viserions get away while the wardens are busy guarding Rogue Trader. Okay.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
This is interesting. Okay. What has happened here?
People go on and on about Xenos this and Xenos that. But I look at you, Iliet, and I think you look like a human, albeit a dangerously skinny one.
A degrading comparison, monkey. You are the call of Cylon Thrash in a corporeal shell. You could tear the veil apart at any moment. We are as alike as a snowy mountain peak and dirt on the sole of a shoe.
Ow. Okay, I remember you have some really bad stuff. 4 wounds, toughness. The logic, eh? Okay.
I always have a backup plan.
Let's go up to my room first. See if there's anything there. Does it look like it? Nope, there's nothing.
Keep your wits about you.
Hello. Let me through. I have an appointment with the Chancellor Clementio Vasarian. My apologies, my lord, but you cannot go any further. Governor Rystam's orders. This is ridiculous. I shall complain. Move over. Let his lordship the rogue traders through. I humbly beg your pardon, your lordship. Your lordship, please, this way. Your lordship, 'tis an honor. The governor Umben Drefstam seems to materialize out of thin air. So suddenly does he emerge from the crowd. I regret such an unfortunate circumstances has occurred in the rogue trader's visit to the capital. Clementio tries to take a step towards you, but the warden nearby stops her. Her face is veiled with fear and weariness. Your lordship, you are here. Please, you must hear us out. The rogue trader is undoubtedly here to listen to the testimony of each and every one of us, and to punish the traitors. The governor's words, directed at Clementia, are harsh. They are echoed by the scornful sneers and whispers of the assembled nobles. We have known each other for many decades now, and we have had our fair share of disagreements, but do you really think my flesh and blood would trample upon the very definition of honor and loyalty? Abelard's voice is quivering with rage. Yikes. The governor sweeps his gaze over Abelard, then replies, a faint shadow of a doubt in his voice. We have evidence implicating them, Abelard. I am sure that his lordship will arrive at a fair ruling. What are the charges against House Vasarian? Disruptions of logistical lines, bribery of Adeptus administrative officials, document forgery, and organization of heretical insurrections. On top of the evidently devastating economic impact this has had on your protectorate, these criminal acts has impeded the delivery of the imperial tithe, which in turn has drawn the administratum's attention. An esteemed member of the Adeptus Arbites is expected to arrive on Dargonis shortly, and before they do, we are obliged to identify and punish those responsible. Clementia, I wish to hear your account. Your lordship, House Vasarian denies all charges laid against it. Clementia glances at the governor with defiance. These last few months have indeed been trying for Dargonis, but we have done our best to remedy the situation. My family's every effort was focused on stabilizing the capital's logistics and economy, so much so that we failed to notice the web of intrigue unfolding behind our backs. What happened under Dargonis in my absence? We have caught wind of rumors of your disappearance. We patiently awaited news of your return, but then Dargonis was struck by a series of terrible events. The first was the sabotage of logistics that hampered shipments, then mass unrest spread across the entire planet. Then the minor noble houses began squabbling amongst themselves, trying to pin the blame on their rivals. We took great pains to calm down and managed to quash the revolt, though not without some outside help, unfortunately. These events has also been overshadowed by I am ashamed to even say it out loud in front of you, lordship. The rumors circulating among the higher houses. The governor stammers, then takes a deep breath. Some were calling for Theodorus' true heirs to be installed as head of your house, Kunrad Vodvir. Not all of your subjects have forgotten his past efforts for the benefit of the trade protectorate. Drefstam stopped talking, watching you with tense expression. When the investigation was launched, the evidence led us to the Vasarians. Why are there dead bodies at the entrance of my palace? Your lordship, I humbly beg your pardon. Drefstam bows once again, trying to placate you. You see, right before your arrival, the palace guard discovered a plot to assassinate you. Fortunately, the malefactors were disposed of before they could even cause you any harm. Drefstam, you aren't accusing one of Dargonis' leading noble houses of treason without airtight evidence, are you? Of course I have evidence, your lordship. The investigation has established that the member of the Vasarian family, which is responsible for both Dargonis' fleet and its logistics, used our contacts and influence to forge a host of documents in order to undermine the planet's supply route and economy, thus fomenting unrest among the inhabitants. Allow me to introduce my son, Cornelius. The governor points at a lanky young man standing beside him. He bows curtly, but a voice meeting your eye. Cornelius holds a prestigious position at the administrative palace, and it is thanks to him that we managed to identify and trace the entire chain of forged documents. The investigation led us to the perpetrators, who admitted to acting on the orders of members of House Vasarian. It was they who were intended on spreading the idea of restoring the title of rogue trader to the true heir. The young man is shrouded in a mist of grey and blue. Sickly shadows and fear are fluttering around him. Cassia spoke so quietly that only you can hear her. Speaking with the head of House represents. Do you support the governor's accusations? An aristocrat in attendance exchange glances, then noble lords averting their gaze, and the noble ladies hiding behind the fans. No one's willing to be the first to answer. Over his many years of service, Governor Drefstam earned Theodorus' trust, and he holds his high office for a reason. Sauerback's tone is stern and imperious. On behalf of House Sauerback, I support his accusations. Your lordship, Governor Drefstam has always faithfully served the rogue trader of House Valancius and himself with the future of your trade dynasty. And so, House Grapak makes his charges against House Osirian to be sound. The Augmentix hide Toriana's emotions, but her voice sounds slightly timorous. I humbly ask you to allow me to speak in defense for my family's honor. The evidence provided by the governor is utterly false. I cannot refute it, but I can say with confidence that no one of my family has ever tried to forge documents in the Adeptus Administratum, let alone undermine the economy of your capital. Sabotaging logistics, riots, conspiracy. This case appears to be flimsy. I wish to learn more before I make my final decision. Release them first. Under different circumstances, I would not have dared disobey your word, your lordship, but I am afraid that this situation demands that the guilty receive their due punishment. The sabotage of logistical chains perpetrated on the capital world of your dynasty has naturally had an effect on the tithe collection. The most honorable representative of the Adeptus Arbites will be here before long to investigate the matter, unless their attention puts both you personally and the entire protectorate at risk. However, we still have a chance to alleviate their displeasure by resolving this incident ourselves and punishing the culprits. Let's do this. As you wish, your lordship. The governor inclines his head in a stiff bow. Speak to me when you're ready to announce your verdict. Thank you for your willingness to help, Lord Captain. I'm certainly all the charges are false, and I would be grateful for your help in exposing them as such. I think you should speak to everyone present, the noble lords and ladies. Oh boy.
Is there money to be made?
Okay. I'm sorry to do this to you guys. I know this is pretty much a tease, but I have to end this here. Here because it's actually quite late for me. So thank you all very much for watching. What can I say? I did not achieve much. I mean, Marazai, well, I basically put Marazai in a kennel every time we're gonna travel around. And yeah, I got Cassia as a permanent romance. I don't think I can get anyone else as a romance right now. Like, I cannot get Yurlet, I cannot get Jay, I cannot get anybody. If I do, Cassia will be pissy. And you do not want to know how a pissy navigator acts. So with that being said, thank you all very much for watching, and I hope to see you guys again else next time, because I need my sleep. Ciao.